Welcome back to the All-American Savage Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke, and my beautiful bearded husband, Josh, over there, operating these controls like the boss-ass bitch that he is. He's just a little boss-ass bitch.
I like how we match.
Yeah, that was totally unintentional. Totally unintentional. Wearing our wonderful... These are comfortable.
They really are.
These really are comfortable. These are the Shell Shock CBD shirts. We do have them in stock. They're actually very comfortable. I like these. I
love
like
them
mine
all.
better.
I celebrate the whole collection. All of them.
Catch them all. Gotta catch them all. I'm still reeling from the great Twitter meltdown. I wish that wouldn't have ended. It was so nice. It was nice watching Elon having liberals just like screaming at the sky and scared shitless. Like, it was nice. It was nice to watch that. So, unfortunately, I don't know what's going to come of that. He's probably just playing it slow right now, but that was interesting to watch.
Yeah, it is interesting to see just how far the left will take it.
Oh, my God.
He offered him, what, $54 billion or something insane like that?
Yeah, something to that effect. But it was just funny how, like, liberals were just instantaneously like, oh, well, he's racist. Oh, he's this. Like, really? It's like, y'all freaking loved him not that long ago, and now suddenly you hate the guy. Like, I wish you could make up your mind. It's like anytime any type of famous public figure that the majority of the left likes does something that is not in line with their side's narrative, instantly, he hates trans people, he's racist, he probably murders little babies and all kinds. It's the go-to playbook. It's what they always do. If
that last part was true, then they'd be like, maybe he's okay.
Maybe he's not so bad.
He's murdering babies.
He's on our side. He's cool. Right. He's cool. He's a good egg.
He gets it.
He's a good egg after it's been impregnated and we murder it. It's just whatever.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Oh, my God. Beautiful, beautiful day here in Dallas today. Like, it started off in the 50s this morning. Now it's in like the 70s or 80s. It's getting warming up out there. How was your weekend?
It was good.
It's good?
Yeah, I finally got back in town, so...
I bet you were like, nice, like this is freedom again.
So relieved. It's tough.
Yeah, I bet. You had the house
taking up, dropping
kids,
off, meals, laundry, all that stuff. So it was nice to have everybody back home under one roof. Easter was good.
Yeah, what'd you do for Easter?
Just family stuff.
You go to church?
Went to church, and then went to family for a little resurrection ham. Dude, we got home. And
a little resurrection ham?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little resurrection ham. It was good.
That's why Jesus did it. He did it for the ham, baby.
So my kids got all of this candy, right?
Yeah.
Like a shitload of candy.
Did y'all do an Easter egg hunt?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so my son, he put his all of his candy up, put it in his bag, and put it up on his dresser away from everybody. And somehow our dog got in his room and went through about half of it.
Is he all right?
Yeah, this dog is like part goat. He could eat an aluminum can and be fine.
Even chocolate?
He was fine. I was a little bit worried. I was like, well, we'll see what happens. But yeah, he had a couple chocolate bunnies,
Sheesh.
like 4 suckers.
Did you have to replace the candy, I would hope?
Yeah, we just got rid of it. And so like, well, sorry, buddy. He was like, oh.
Are you going to get him any more?
Candy?
Yeah.
No.
What?
They don't need any more candy.
But
I feel like
once
we get rid of all the candy in the house, and there's another holiday event that replenishes all the candy again. I'm like, geez, man.
The dog, I don't know.
It was funny though.
The dog ate it.
I know.
That's kind of...
yeah, he got into his room, climbed up on his bed, reached over, got the bag down, and just went to town. He's like an addict.
So there's too much feed on my microphone. Is that better, guys? I turned it down a little bit. Apologies for that. Hopefully that's better. That would be like childhood scarring. Like, dog eats all my candy and then I don't get a replacement. I don't know. Josh sounds like he's blowing the mic.
Oh,
Josh,
sorry,
are you blowing the mic?
Sorry, just getting excited. Let me tickle the table.
I had a great weekend. Like I was telling you, it was like Saturday, hit the gym in the morning, and then fencing, got my ass handed to me. Dude, like, I walk into class, and it's very intimidating. It's very daunting because I walk in there, and I'm not a small guy. I'm like 6'2", 230 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal, baby. Take that to the bank. They'll foreclose. Don't do it. And in my class, it's an open class, but it's predominantly younger kids. I want to say like late teens, early 20s. They're fresh out of high school. They've been fencing for a long time. So I come walking in, this big burly dude, and then we get on the mat, and they're just whooping the shit out of me. Like, just friggin' FAs everywhere. FA just, yeah.
I don't know what that means.
They're swords.
FA?
FA. It's impressive. Like, these kids are so stinking fast. And by the end, like, my last match, like I told you, my shoulder was so burned out. Like, I couldn't even lift my blade. I was like, I can't. Like, I'm done. Like, it's just nonstop. But I got to spar with this 160-year-old guy named Bob. And this dude, he's a short little Asian dude. And his sword play, no homo, was just impressive. Like, this guy can handle a blade like nothing I've ever seen. And so, no homo. I clarified. That's important. Because this is probably the most homoerotic class I've ever taken, because everything is, you got to get the touch, just the tip. You got to pop him with the tip, just the touch. You got to handle it. You got to handle the sword. And like, I'm just sitting there around all these kids, like biting my tongue, going like, I can't say it. But this guy had never taken a class in his life, and he just learned it from YouTube, and he is insanely amazing. Because my instructor was like, yeah, that's Bob. He's like, you need to go spar with him. He's like, he doesn't take classes. He just comes in and he opens fences. He pays for a club membership and he opens fences. Like, he just watches it on YouTube, studies it, and practices it. I'm like, well, I feel stupid. That's wonderful. So it's like, it was a great guy to freaking spar with, though. The man's freaking just so talented. And it's such a wonderful, it's physical chess is what it is. Mm-hmm. You have to watch everything from the central area of the chest to the feet to the foot placement, where the sword is, like it's where the tip's at. It's like, oh, it's in my mouth. That's so weird. I guess you got a point. Oops. No.
It's all over my face.
Did that, and then did a bunch of housework. I still got to mow my grass. I got like it's warming up now to where the weeds are starting to come in, and it's like, son of a bitch. So, and then Sunday was for tango. Did about 2 hours of tango, and that was just a lot of fun, like learning more. And shoulders were still smoked from the day prior at fencing, so like holding the woman's hand was kind of like, like I swear to God, I'm not a bitch. I'm just a bitch. So it was a good weekend. I hope everybody listening had a good weekend. I hope you had a wonderful Easter. So hopefully you spent time with your friends and family. You hunted some eggs and they had some chocolate in them. What that has to do with the resurrection, I have no clue. None whatsoever, but here we are nonetheless. Mm-hmm. But, is what it is. But, all right, we are at a limited time here, guys, because we're on a tight schedule here. So let's get right into this. Let's get right into the news. Now, I don't know if any of y'all saw the Bidens doing the Easter thing at the White House. Many of you probably have a life and you didn't. You're like, whatever. It was insanely awkward.
I don't do devil worshippers celebrate Easter.
Dude, this was one of the saddest things that I have seen in a very long time, because naturally there's press there. And the press were trying to land an interview with Biden. And Biden had finally made his way over to talk to the press. And this article, when you watch this, it's just, all it does is make you laugh at how protected this old man is from the media. And the sad thing is, the media is not really pressing him as hard as they did Trump, not even remotely close. But they are still protecting him. So Easter Bunny interrupts Joe Biden while talking about Afghanistan. President Joe Biden was interrupted by the Easter Bunny at the White House on Monday. Biden was on the south lawn of the White House for an Easter egg roll when he wandered off and started talking to people. He wanders off, and it's just like, of all people to talk to, he picks the press. It's like, when you got Dementia Joe kind of doing his own thing, it's like, that's the last place you want him to go. That's the minefield. It's like, no, Joe. No. No matter what, you stay away from there. That's bad. That's bad, Joe. And this dude is just, he's so out of it. And so as the president started commenting on Afghanistan and Pakistan at Easter egg event, a costume staffer rushed up to him and started waving its hands to interrupt him. Now, I'm going to play the clip. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. Be able to watch the Twitter video. This comes from Thomas C. Dillon at Craig T. Dillon on Twitter. It says, Joe Biden quickly interrupted by Easter Bunny. Let's go ahead. Turn that down. Apologies, guys. Sorry that sounded so loud. Let's turn it down a little bit. So you see him talking. Let me mute it this time. So you see Joe Biden talking to the press, and they're pushing him on Afghanistan. And he's out of it. This guy is so out of it. The Easter Bunny, apparently there were two bunnies there in costume. I think one was there like to guard him, to like kind of stay at his hip to make sure he didn't say or sniff any kids, probably, And the press is asking him about this stuff. He's starting to talk. And if you look how this Easter Bunny comes in, he literally throws himself in front or between Biden and the press. He's literally got his hands up and he's waving at Biden to get his attention. He's like, look at me. Don't look at the press. Look at me, old man. Over here. Shiny, shiny. No. And then Biden starts to wander off. Let's watch that again. Like, this is insane. There he is. He's sitting there talking. He's like, all right, you're pretty cute. I want to sniff him. Rabbit comes up. But, with some small part of me wants to feel sorry for this clown, but I don't. But he's declining rapidly. There is no denying that. He is declining rapidly. And the reason I say that is because the next article is even sadder. It says, Joe Biden says, they're not going to let me read a children's book. No, there's no negative intent here. There's no like, because whatever. No, they won't let him. So the article reads, and again, it kind of tugs at the heartstrings. It kind of makes you feel a little sad. But at the same time, it's like, fuck this clown. You've ruined so many lives. You've gotten people killed in Ukraine for your corrupted, misgivings in the past. I don't like this man.
Yeah, just over the course of his career, he's destroyed tens of thousands of lives.
President Joe Biden complaining his staff would not let him read a children's book during an Easter event at the White House. Oh, by the way, so for those that don't know, Easter. What is Easter about? I got just a little hint. It's not about an Easter bunny. It's not about eggs. It's not even about chocolate. At Easter, they're doing this from the White House. Not one mention of God. This is, here's the thing. I don't believe in church and state being the same. You know this. If you follow me for any length of time, you'll know this. I believe in church and state being separate. I believe in Christianity. I believe in Christ, but I also respect other people's beliefs when it comes to their religion. I don't think any religion should be forced. But I do take issue with the White House recognizing a Christian-based holiday and then not even mentioning, because they'll do it for Christmas. Mm-hmm. It's the reason for the season.
Do they do it for Christmas?
I mean, most people do. I don't know about the White. Probably not. They're Satan worshipers anyway.
Trump did.
Trump doesn't care.
Yeah,
I respect him for that. It's like, good for him. I respect, because I remember when that first hit the military years ago, to where chaplains couldn't say, in Jesus' name I pray. They had to make it more fitting for everybody. And it was kind of like, why? It's like, then if you're not a Christian, don't come to this service.
Yeah.
Or things similar to that. And it was very aggravating. But it doesn't make sense to me why the White House would host this Easter thing and then not even mention God. And again, please don't get me wrong. I do not like forcing my beliefs on anybody else. I don't like that. But again, if you're going to hold this little shindig at the White House to celebrate Easter, you might want to mention the reason for the season. Just throwing that out there. Maybe, something about Christ's son coming down, becoming the sacrificial lamb to replace Judaic law. Because once a year they had to go in there and make a burnt offering to push their sins back 1 year. And Christ said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. I'm the lamb. Through my blood, you'll know God. Through me, some.
Anything.
Get your chocolate eggs! Get your chocolate eggs!
Get your fat ass over here.
We got some hams. We got some resurrection hams over here.
Some resurrection ham.
Who wants a resurrection ham? It's wonderful. It's so tasty. You never call me anymore for Easter. You're so horrible. I spent Easter alone. In my tears, in my feelings. No, not really.
Okay.
I'm enjoying the solitude. I'm enjoying the focusing on me. It's nice. Like I think I'm going to pick up one more hobby. I need to get one more thing because it's like I have a little slot on the weekends open that I have some time to go do something. Like, I want to do something else. I might pick back up piano. I might pick piano back up. I was actually getting pretty good at doing the ding, ding, like the singles. Then the doubles came and it fucked me all up. But anyway. President Joe Biden complained his staff would not let him read a children's book during an Easter event at the White House. First Lady Jill Biden and her husband sat together for a reading at the annual White House Easter egg roll. He says, "They're not going to let me read it all," Biden said after his wife introduced the book. Brown bear, what do you see? Of course it's a brown bear. Of course it's a brown bear.
I've read that book like 6 million times.
You racist. You racist. The First Lady responded by allowing the president to read the first page. He says, "Can I read it backwards?" Biden replied, turning the book toward him so he could read the words. He read the first page before holding it up so the First Lady could read. When the book repeatedly asked the animals what they saw, Biden replied, "I see Joe looking at me."
That's such a weirdo.
What is he? Was there a character in the book named Joe?
No.
So he's talking about himself.
Yeah.
I've not read this book.
It's like brown bear, what do you see? I see a white horse looking at me. And then it just goes through all. It's like, it's a beginner book.
Right. Well, that's right up his alley. I mean, that's probably why they read it. So he could actually,
figure it out. Yeah, I don't. But
when the book repeatedly asked animals what they saw, Biden replied, "I see Joe looking at me."
Creepy.
When the First Lady read how the animals in the story saw children, Biden replied, "Whoa, yay, children. Line up, you little bastards. I'm going to sniff the shit out of you. Who wants eggs?" I'm going to sniff the ever-loving shit out of you. After the story, Biden, and this is where it gets kind of sad, okay? After the story, Biden moved to stand up, but Jill Biden grabbed his arm and said, "Just stay." Look.
Pinched him real. She's probably real mean to him. Pinched him real hard on the back of his arm.
She told me to sit down. Don't move, Biden told the Crown. She's a teacher. I'm the teacher, the First Lady replied. You know. Biden was repeatedly directed by staff members during the event. At one point, even the Easter Bunny redirected him away from a group of children to focus on his current task. Even the Easter Bunny's like, nope, don't go over there, Joe. Don't go over there. You're not doing it today. Nope. They smell like strawberries. Come on, man.
The video of that rabbit going up to him and like waving his hands and distracting him.
He's playing freaking interference. Like, dude, get yourself like an NFL lineman. Make it better.
Look at me. Come on, over here.
Hey, over here, Joe. Over here.
They got him fenced in like a toddler.
Dude, okay, seriously, though, and I'm not being facetious here. Do you think he's going to make it to 2024? I don't.
I don't think so, man.
I don't think so either. I think they're going to have to do, was it like that 25th Amendment? Yeah, medical. I think he is so rapidly declining. And I don't say that because I don't like him. I'm saying if we watch how his handlers treat him after he finishes these press conferences, he turns around. He doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know which way to go. He's not all there.
No, this
is a serious issue.
This has got to be the worst case scenario for this whole administration.
We are in the middle of a proxy war with Russia, and our president does not know what day it is.
What the hell?
He doesn't even know he's president. He keeps thinking it's Kamala.
Yeah. What were they thinking when they pulled him from the bullpen to run for president? Like, they had to have known that he wouldn't be able to make it 4 years. I mean, and Kamala is she the same? Maybe she's a puppet as well. I mean,
I think they all are.
She's clearly insane.
She does not know what
her
she's
laughing.
Doing. Yeah,
and
cackling. Yeah.
What did she acknowledge that she has to acknowledge something? What was that? It's like the whole thing is just so weird, but it's bizarre. Like where are we?
Didn't she just recently do a speech where she talked about like something about time?
Yeah.
And then she repeated it like 3 or 4 times. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's so strange.
Like, I hate to say this, but I mean, I really don't. But honestly, children could do a better job. We could take teenagers. Like, hey, you got to brief the country. Write a speech about something. Make it sound good. Any basics high school debate student could jam something out better than she can.
Yeah.
And she was a lawyer.
She was
she was a lawyer. What the hell is going on here? And something is weird. They say we're like, 8% something inflation?
8.5.
8.5, but it's like car prices are through the roof. Gas is through the roof. Housing is through the roof. It's like,
I think when you add all those into...
Is it really 8 or is it more?
No, it's probably more like around 13 to 15.
I was got to say, like, this doesn't make sense.
Because groceries up, gas is up.
Yes.
I mean, it's just...
It's nuts.
Everything is going through the roof right now.
I actually had a good time. It was a Saturday evening. My dance coach, their marriage, it's her and her husband. Her husband's a really cool dude. We met up at the bar to go grab a drink, and we just sat there talking. And it was actually really cool because there was 2 guys in the bar. Walked up, was like, "Hey, you're John Burke." And it was like, because I always have to be guarded. It's just like, yes, I am. It's like, in Dallas, it's like liberal central. It's like, am I going to get like a drink thrown at me or punches? Like, I don't know. But they were 2 really cool dudes, and they just joined us, and we talked for like 2 hours on current events. And they were bringing up the fact in regards to inflation. They brought up the same point. They were just like, it doesn't make sense. And one of them was like, he worked in healthcare. The other one was an aircraft mechanic, ex-Air Force dude. And, they were bringing up the fact that it's like these numbers, I'm not an economist, but they just don't match up.
Yeah, you don't have to be like a mathematician to figure these things out.
Yeah.
Like if you're just buying stuff, you're like, things are more expensive.
Yeah. But it's like 8%. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. It feels like it's more.
And when you go to the grocery store, man, there's like gaps.
Yeah.
Where food used to be. It's like, okay, saltine crackers aren't here anymore. Where'd those go?
You race. That's it. We're banned on Twitch.
Oh, seriously, I went to go get some crackers, some saltine crackers, and
you're being serious? They didn't have them.
They didn't have any. Is that Tom Thumb? Like,
I had to go to Tom Thumb for some other stuff the other day too. I've never really been there before.
it's just
Not a Tom Thumb fan.
it's close to my house. So I'm not like a grocery store snob. Whatever's closest is where I go.
I'm the same way with sex. I'm just whatever's closest.
Whatever's
fine.
closest.
Taco Bell it is. We're not having sex tonight. It's Imodium AD and some Pepto and me on the toilet going, worth it. Worth it. Let me read this again for you. And this is just so sad. When the First Lady read how the animals in the story saw children, Biden replied, whoa, yay, children. After the story, Biden moved to stand up, but Jill Biden grabbed his arm and said, just stay. This dude's out of it. This dude's out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy, liberals? You voted for a dementia-ridden president because of mean tweets. Y'all are some of the stupid... I was really tempted. My next-door neighbor voted Biden. He made that very clear with his Biden-Kamala sign he posted in the front yard. And I'm sitting there, and I see him every day. And I don't know if he knows who I am. He talked to me when I first moved in. Now he doesn't talk to me at all. Neighbor across the street does, but it's because he's Mormon and he wants to convert me. And I was like, bro, you're barking up the wrong tree on that one. I'm probably going to have a prostitute over here in about 30 minutes. Probably not, which is not planned. But he doesn't talk to me at all now, next door neighbor.
Yeah.
And I kind of be like, hey, where's that Biden sign, huh, buddy? Huh?
I got to go get some more gas.
Yeah, you want to pay for my gas, you shithead? Yeah, good job. Good job, bud. You do a little work on your yard there? Is that what you could do? You could piddle around in the garden?
You should ask him.
Because you don't have to drive anywhere because of gas money, you prick.
I think you could approach him in a non-confrontational way and just be like, hey, I noticed that you had the Biden Kamala Harris sign up. Are you still happy with your choice?
Do you wish you could abort it?
Do you wish you could abort it?
I wish I could abort it.
Do you think about it every time you put gas in your car?
Oh, my gosh. And so, yeah, that's just... And the articles. Following a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic, President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden continued the tradition of welcoming families to the South Lawn for the famed Easter egg roll. ABC News' Marilise Parks joins us from the zone. Nobody gives a shit. It just looks weird. But there's two bunnies. One was running interference. It's pretty funny. All right. Now, this is actually really cool. Data analysis says Republican swing voter registration 500,000 away from Democrats across 5 battleground states since 2020. Republicans have made serious gains in voter registration, sharply cutting into Democrat advantages across key battleground states since November of 2020, according to data from Secretaries of State in Pennsylvania, Florida, North Carolina, Iowa, and Nevada. The data, officially reported by Secretaries of State in these key battleground states, show a swing of nearly 500,000 votes, more than 480,000 toward the Republicans across just 5 battleground states and voter registration margins. Now, again, that is 5, but still, that's impressive. 500,000 are already, and we're not even close to freaking 2024. But this also is probably for midterms coming up. But that's impressive. Yeah, and then there's a list from Interactive Polls. It's at IA Polls 2022 on Twitter, and it gives you a list that I'm looking at right now. If you're watching me on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, you'll actually see what I'm looking at here, and it's just showing the numbers of each state. And it's looking like, honestly, it's California. Whoa. California pulled 193,000. They're swinging. Dude, that's I mean, California's bigger, though, so I'll give it that. But still, that's impressive. I think top one was Florida, though, at 245,000. Dude, DeSantis is kicking ass.
Just so many people leaving New York and California, coming here to Texas and also going to Florida.
Yep. It's like, don't bring your shit-ass voting record here. We don't want you.
Is North Dakota on there?
No. North Carolina is.
North Carolina
secured 92,000 so far. But don't forget, like this is now. Like we still have a few months.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania, for instance, back on Election Day in 2020, Democrats enjoyed a 685,000 registered voter advantage over Republicans. Now the GOP has cut that advantage down, just 563,000 registered voters, a swing of 122,000 voters in the Republican direction in the Keystone State. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. All Biden had to do, if they really, truly wanted to destroy the GOP in future elections, all Biden had to do was just ride the wave that Trump created. That's all he had to do. But instead, because the left hated Trump so much, Biden had to go in there and undo everything Trump did, which is like you're just pulling the freaking Band-Aids off the wounds now at this point. So now you're just bleeding out. This guy is going to go down as one of the worst presidents in the history of the United States. And I tell you this right now, if they do get him for dementia, they're going to chalk his failed presidency up to all dementia.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's because he had dementia. It's like, you supported him.
Well,
like,
why'd you
get
put him in there?
Exactly.
You guys had insider information about his health. They knew what they were doing.
Oh, they 100% knew what they were doing.
I mean, their whole goal is to change the face of America, to make it more socialist, more like China.
Yeah.
So they're doing what they wanted to do in the first place. If Hillary was in there, we'd be doing the same thing right now.
Think so?
From 2016. Oh, absolutely.
I don't think so. I think
all those people come with a price tag.
No, because I think Hillary had a different agenda. I think Hillary wanted more power than anything.
All these people want power.
Yeah, of course.
So, I mean, the president only makes $400,000 a year.
Yeah.
So the highest office in the land, you're making $400,000 a year. So where do they get their money from?
Wink, wink.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've got their backdoor deals going on.
Oh, absolutely.
They don't care.
No,
I mean, if this becomes more of a socialistic country, they're still in
power.
power.
Yeah.
Their lives don't change at all.
They just get control over
our lives change.
Yeah.
They don't care about gas prices. They don't care about groceries.
Nope.
They don't care about any of that stuff.
Nope.
They
don't give a damn.
No, they don't care. All they care about is power and keeping the peasants
satisfied.
Yeah,
absolutely. Dude, DeSantis, we were talking Saturday, and they talked about, I'd love to see a Trump-DeSantis ticket. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either.
I think DeSantis doesn't need Trump.
No, he doesn't.
I think DeSantis is so solid that let Trump run again in 2024, and then let DeSantis run after that.
I want to see a Kristi Noem ticket.
Now, if DeSantis and Kristi Noem teamed up, that would be impressive. That would be very impressive.
I could see that. I mean, if you had a really solid VP,
yeah,
like one of them,
yeah,
and then they just go on like after the 4 years or 8 years are up and then take over.
I think the GOP is definitely, it's going to be Trump. We know Trump's going to be the primary.
Yeah.
We know he's going to be the primary guy in 2022 or 2024. It's just the question is who's going to be his VP, and they're going to have to pick a weak VP. They can't pick a strong one. Trump's going to butt heads with them.
For Trump?
Yeah. It's going to have to be somebody that's going to be subservient to Trump. Pence was a freaking pushover.
Was he?
Yes.
I don't know.
Pence was a pushover. For Trump, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. He'd come up with somebody.
I think it's going to be a random. I think it's going to be, I don't know. I think it's going to be a nobody.
You think so?
I think so. But I don't think it's going to be DeSantis. Now, here's the thing. I could be wrong. If it is DeSantis, like...
He needs a good hype man.
Who?
Trump.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think it's going to be DeSantis. DeSantis, he's so popular in the movement now. He's freaking... He's not as big as Trump. Give him some time. He will be.
Oh, yeah.
He will be. Because he's doing... And it's not that DeSantis says it. So here's the thing. DeSantis is Trump light.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. Like, DeSantis doesn't say stupid shit. He's not tweeting. Like, this guy is straight to the point. He's direct. He is making moves to protect Florida. I wish Abbott would follow in DeSantis' footsteps for the most part.
You know, I'm impressed that Abbott went down and spoke with the governors down in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
To try to get the border situation squared away.
They're not going to do shit.
You don't think so?
No.
Why
would they?
Because he was going to do something to make it easier for the trucks to go in and out. Like,
it's going to be something along the lines of we're going to have to pay them.
I mean,
think about it. Mexico is not going to give a shit.
What do we spend per year on illegal immigration?
I know it's $90,000 per.
Yeah. So
remember when we did the podcast a few years ago? We actually we broke that down.
I want to say it was like $80 million or something.
It was insane. Like every incarcerated illegal immigrant that we have, they are running roughly $90,000 per annually. It was between $60,000 and $90,000 annually per.
Right. So
that's a lot of people that are incarcerated. That's just incarceration rates.
If you pay us, $50 million a year, we'll help you curb the illegal immigration. We'll cut it, by 80%. But
that's 90%. The sad thing is that we are paying a country
for illegal immigration
to do our job that the federal government should be doing.
Not all of them are coming from Mexico.
No, I know.
They're just going through Mexico.
Yeah.
So maybe Mexico needs to beef up their borders.
Mexico doesn't give a shit. They're seeing it as an American problem. It's like that's your problem, not ours. It's your border.
See. If he can pull that off, I'll be impressed.
I don't think he will. I genuinely don't think he will.
I
hope he does, but I don't think he will.
I think he should have finished the border wall. Like
he should have. Yeah,
he should have been with Trump.
He was promising. He was doing all these things, and yeah.
Because the pictures that we see now, it's people walking right past these giant gates.
It's sad.
Yeah.
On Friday, the Sunshine State's Education Commissioner announced that 41% of all math textbooks that were submitted had been rejected for not meeting the state's new standards, including the banning of critical race theory. I know black liberals are so pissed. I'm not sorry, but I hope you're angry. Be mad. Go burn something. I don't know. Maybe your own city this time. It seems that some publishers attempted to slap a coat of paint on an old house built on the foundation of Common Core and indoctrinating concepts like race essentialism, especially bizarrely for elementary school students, said Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who championed passage of the Stop Woke Act, which is aimed at limiting alleged liberal concept in school curriculum. Thank you. Thank you. DeSantis is propelling himself to such a position that citizens are going to start looking at their own governors and saying, why are you not doing this? Mm-hmm. Why are you not following in DeSantis' foot? Because DeSantis, and I hate saying this because I don't like wrapping myself in any kind of politician's image or personality, I wish we had DeSantis. This guy is actually doing what the common everyday American wants to see done. Get the woke bullshit out of the school. Get the trans shit out of the school. Get it away from our children. No sexualizing. Crumble Disney. Strip away their rights that they were given. No. Like, just go after them. It's like, if you want to push this woke bullshit that's caused because of less than 1% of the population, then you can leave our state. We don't want you here. Mm-hmm. You're in a country without a home. It's disgusting. It's horrific. The idea of sexualizing children is beyond me. And the fact that, and this is why in these swing states or these swing votes, it's only going to get more. The left does not understand that, like, Pelosi has lost control. The DNC is on fire. And all your moderates, even they're saying how insane this is. Bernie Sanders, Warren, all of these people, they're like, what the hell? What the hell is going on?
I can't believe Bernie Sanders is still
alive.
Yeah. Like, what the hell, man?
Dude,
all these politicians that are
they just cling for dear
pushing
life.
80 and 90 years old.
Well, that's what happens.
At what point do we be like, okay, it's
well,
time
now
to...
they were talking about Deanne Feinstein. They're calling for her resignation due to
her mental state.
Yeah,
I heard that too.
Yeah, so we'll see.
It's like
I was just like, how can you tell? Liberalism isn't meant to, like, what's the difference between? Like, it's difficult to say.
It's just they've been in there too long.
They have. They really have.
They haven't done anything for it. The deficit's like $30 trillion.
Keeps growing.
Yeah,
and it grew under Trump too.
It did grow under Trump. I mean, but all these career politicians.
They're making that bank.
They're like, you know what? We need to increase the debt ceiling a couple more $1 trillion.
That's what they do every single time.
If we've got a couple more $1 trillion, then we could fix everything.
You know what's so funny about that is that they push for these green energy and stuff. Hey, worry about the future, but you're driving us further in debt. You don't give a damn about that. It's like, it's just for our children to pay off, whatever. But hey, at least they have clean drinking water. But it's like, but you're in debt to China. And China is just going off the rails right now. Oh, the videos coming out of there that actually make it out of there. Oh my gosh, you want to talk about a dictatorship, an authoritarian state, like the liberals in America that were accusing Trump of that. If you look at China, that's what it actually looks like.
Yeah.
That's, just because you want it to be there so you can gives you a reason to hate Trump, it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not there. Look at China. Hasn't even come close to that. Well, I mean, it kind of did. It kind of did when they were doing the shutdowns and people were protesting and shit. I mean, it kind of did. It was getting there.
It's pretty close.
It was. But they don't, it's sad to see this. According to a statement from Florida Department of Education, many of the textbooks were rejected because they incorporated prohibited topics or unsolicited Fuck. Read that way too fast. It's worse than a load. Rejected because they incorporated prohibited topics or unsolicited strategies, including CRT. CRT is a concept that seeks to understand and address inequality and racism in the U.S. Its critics suggest that it unnecessarily politicizes race, especially among young children. That's 100% what it does. Mm-hmm. All you're attempting to do is like, okay, what if we call critical race theory history, and we just taught about slavery in America? Absolutely, we should teach about that. But you should teach everything about that, and not just white man.
Yeah.
Native Americans owned slaves. Black people owned slaves. There was a lot of slavery that was going around. Mm-hmm. Teach it all. But no, we can't do that. What we gotta do is we gotta blame the white man. It's the white man's fault. That's why black people have such a rough go of it right now in America, which they don't. But whatever.
I know, not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. Other books were rejected because of the unsolicited addition of social emotional learning, SEL, and mathematics. Yes, why would we want our kids to learn about social and emotional issues? That's not a life skill. Wait, Stunningly, roughly 7 in 10 of the math textbooks that were submitted for students in grades kindergarten through 5th grade were rejected by Florida's education commissioner. What might seem outrageous, banning books is rarely a good look that leads to positive societal consequences. To some, is a major win for DeSantis as he continues to use his role to lead a culture war against math. This is coming from MSN, by the way. This is an MSN written article. And this author knows. This author is by Chris Cecilia, CNN editor at large. Go figure. I'm sorry, this is from CNN. You see how they try and they slip that in there? It's like he's trying to fight against math. It's like you just admitted that the books had unsolicited opinions that had nothing to do with Common Core stuff. So no, it's not just about math, and you know that. This is why CNN's it's tanking. It's garbage. You're hemorrhaging viewers left and right. Nobody watches your tripe anymore. Your streaming app is in the toilet. You are losing. Your lead is Brian Stelter.
Oh God.
Your lead is Brian. That's like the freaking. That's like the JV team. You lost your freaking. Nobody watches Don Lemon because that guy's an idiot.
That's what you know. You've hit rock bottom.
I know.
When you got to go to Stelter.
You got that short little nerd up there. It's like I'm not watching this douchebag. This is crazy.
That creepy. Did you hear that one college student went and asked him a question about CNN reporting on?
Yes. No, finish that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Go ahead. Because I saw that and I was like, this kid fucking nailed him to the wall.
Yeah, just laid out like all the stories that CNN had talked about, and then he's just like, when we all get together, we help each other, blah, blah. Never answered the question.
Yeah.
I'm like,
A basic political response.
Yeah, just...
And the kid even listed, he talked about like all the stories they butchered, and then he literally listed them.
Yeah.
And he said, it's like, well, I don't think we got those wrong. It's like, are you smoking crack? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you most certainly. This is what they do. They spin it however they want it. They know they're wrong. And then when it comes back, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, no, it's literally right here in print.
Yeah.
This is what you published. This is what you said. You were wrong. I don't remember. I was hacked. It's like, you literally said I was hacked. It's kind of like what's her face? It was Joy Reid.
Joy Reid, yeah.
Like she made the anti-homosexual comments. Like I was hacked. Like bullshit, you were. Mm-hmm. Bullshit, you were. Because you knew as a black activist, part of the people, you knew making derogatory statements towards homosexuals would have put a nail in your fucking coffin. Doesn't matter if you were a woke black liberal, you would have been crucified. You do not go against the alphabet mob. No, sir. Mm-mm. They come out strong with those little pink beanie hats and little rubber dildos and assless chaps. And then when the transgenders come after you, good Lord, hold on.
Oh, it's a whole nother level of
craziness. It's gone down the road. It's nuts, man. It's just nuts. I can't even finish reading this. Woke med student suspended after implying she deliberately hurt a patient. A woke medical student was suspended after publicly celebrating the injury of her patient. Last month, Kishel Del Rosario, a fourth-year student at Wake Forest University School of Medicine, bragged in a tweet about how she was drawing blood from a patient. But after the patient laughed at her she/her pronoun pin, Rosario added, "I missed his vein, so he had to get stuck twice. You intentionally caused harm." Because he laughed at your stupid pronouns? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not buying. I fucking can't stand that on these dating apps now. They have that shit on. I put it in my bio. I was like, if you got pronouns, swipe off. Like, nope. I will not entertain that bullshit.
I know.
It's insane. Like, here's the thing. You know how you fight back against this? You make fun of it. Oh. You make these people feel stupid. Hardcore. Do not relent and you make fun of them and bring back bullying. This is what happens when you do away with bullying. The dipshits come out of the woodwork that normally society that regulates itself fairly evenly says, no child. You're not wearing bell bottoms anymore. That's no.
You ever hear this guy, Patrick Bet-David?
No.
He's got this YouTube channel called Valuetainment. I met him. His son and my son went to the same school about a year or so ago, and he moved out to Florida. But he was just talking about bullying, how bullying makes people better.
Yeah.
Because when you go into a constant environment where they're pushing you, it's either you're going to rise up to the occasion and be better, or
I can't say it's always good because sometimes it's unjustified, but I know what you're meaning.
Yeah,
it's going to toughen you up.
Extreme,
it's going to toughen you up.
Grab you by the back of the underwear and yank them up over your head type of bullying.
That sounds like a typical Tuesday night to me.
Yeah.
Don't you judge me.
But just like,
don't you judge me.
There's going to be people out there who are going to have that abrasive personality that not everybody's going to like. And
you know, you say that. I've been on a few dates where I was talking to this one girl, and I had to move on from her because she was like, "You're just very abrasive." I was like, "Maybe you're just thin-skinned." Do you ever think about that?
Yeah.
And I sat there, I was like, "Am I abrasive?" I was like, "No, I'm always respectful. Like, I don't like. I know people see me one way on the podcast and on social media, but when it's like personal, I'm really chill. But with her, it was just kind of like, you're very cold. It's like, block, move on. It's like, I'm not dealing with that. I do not like thin-skinned. I can't stand it. And we're talking about like basic stuff.
Yeah.
We're not talking about like dark humor or anything. It was just like everyday conversation. She's like, "You're just very abrasive." I was like, "Maybe you're just a bitch. I don't know. Maybe that could be it." It's always me. It's like, he has anger issues. Yes, because you're causing them. Because you're stupid. I can't help myself. No.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. But after receiving some well-earned blowback, Del Rosario deleted her social media accounts, including Twitter. In the statement announcing the decision to suspend the sociopath or put her on leave, Wake Forest admitted the incident had occurred, but that Del Rosario implying she deliberately hurt the patient is inaccurate. Wake Forest School of Medicine has completed a thorough review of the patient encounter with our medical student who recently made an inaccurate statement on social media. Oh, I'm sure she did. The school wrote in a statement to Tucker Carlson Tonight producer Greg Ray on Friday. The review determined that the student had no intention to harm the patient and followed medical center protocol, and the school and the student have agreed upon her taking an extended leave. During this time, the student will not participate in any patient care activities. No. I don't give a shit if she, no. Like, are you kidding me? The dude laughs at your stupid pin, deservedly so, and then you stick him twice? Here's the thing. You can't prove it was intentional or not intentional because she tweeted it, thus saying it was intentional.
Yep.
And now they're backtracking saying, no, it wasn't intentional. She just said it because it happened. I don't believe you. You liberals are so loony. You're so off the wall crazy. I do not believe you for a second. You know how many people I saw on social media during COVID of saying, let them die, refuse them hospital treatment, fuck them, let them die in pity? Mm-hmm. These are the same people that I don't give a fuck if they're fellow Americans. Let them die? Okay. The line in the sand's been drawn. And here we are, 2 years and some change later. Oh, what a massive outbreak. Oh, look at all the death. No. Where? Where's it at? It didn't exist. It was bullshit. If you listen to the last episode we did with Aaron, go listen to it. I challenge you. Go listen to it. She sent me her book. I'm going to start reading it as soon as I get it. I'm telling you, man, we were lied to.
That shit's so crazy. I can't believe they were getting
$10,000. I don't know if it was a week or month. They were making fucking bank.
I mean, insane. Just sit around.
Yeah, sitting around.
Not doing anything.
That's why the administrations were working their hospitals so hard. They were making so much fucking money.
Up in New York, yeah.
Yes. New York, it just, oh my God. Cuomo, I can't even imagine what that guy was raking in.
Oh, gosh.
I can't even imagine what he was raking in.
He's probably got his own private island as well.
You know, I wouldn't doubt it. Him and his little brother, yep. Federal judge blocks mask mandate for public transportation. For those that didn't know, the Biden administration had tried to extend the mask mandates for airlines. Apparently, the federal judge has blocked mask mandate for public transportation. A federal judge on Monday voted the Biden administration's mask mandate for travelers using public transportation such as trains and airplanes. The mandates from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention applies to people as young as 2 years old and had been set to expire at a number of times, but was recently extended to May 3rd before Monday's ruling. The ruling from a U.S. District Court Judge Catherine Kimball Mizell came in a case brought in Florida's federal court by Health Freedom Defense Fund and frequent air travelers Anna Deza and Sarah Pope against the administration. Judge Mizell determined that the mandate violated the Administrative Procedure Act by being outside the scope of the CDC's authority, was arbitrary and capricious, and not going through the required notice and comment period for federal rulemaking. And you and I were talking about this before the show. Where the hell have you been for the last 2 years and some change? I mean, better late than never, I suppose, but where the fuck have you been?
Yeah.
It's been unconstitutional this entire time.
Absolutely.
But like you said, if the businesses want to enforce that, that's different. I'll respect that.
Right.
I have no problem with that. A business has the right, yes.
But even when you get on an airplane, they'll tell you it's the cleanest air that you could possibly be breathing. I'm like, well, why the...
It never feels that way to me because it's always, I'm stuck next to somebody smelly. If you go to the latrine, it's like, whew. It's bad. It's bad, boss. It's bad.
walking up and down the aisles, crop dusting everybody.
Guilty. I admit to nothing. The judge noted that one could view sanitation as being an active measure to clean or as a preventative measure to keep something from getting dirty or infected. But through an examination of the statutory language, he determined it was the former. The context of the statute indicates that sanitation and other measures refer to measures that clean something, not ones that keep something clean, Mazzell wrote. Wearing a mask cleans nothing. The judge also noted the CDC's reasoning was flawed because the sanitation power only applies to property, not people. I bet if the CDC had their way, they'd be spritzing us with like hand sanitizer. Like, keep your eyes open. We got to get alcohol. We got to kill the COVID. We got to kill the COVID.
I think they would just open our bank accounts and wipe us out and be like, you guys got to go work in the fields now.
That's ridiculous. And last but most certainly not least, before we got to get out of here today, Senator Warren, old chief full of shitum, predicts Dems are heading for big losses in midterms. She says time is running short. Warren argued that Democrats are the best positioned to understand the economic realities of vulnerable Americans. Senator Elizabeth Warren sounded the alarm for her party, saying the Democrats were heading for big losses in this year's elections if they don't start delivering on more of their promises. To put it bluntly, if we fail to use the months remaining before the elections to deliver on more of our agenda, Democrats are headed toward big losses in the midterms, Warren wrote in an op-ed for the New York Times Monday. Warren argued that Democrats are the best positioned to understand the economic realities of vulnerable Americans, but warned their lack of concrete legislative success posed a risk to the party's hold on voters. Well, here's the problem with that. You tried, and Sinema and friggin' Manchin, like, torpedoed your shit. Mm-hmm. Even your own party was not going to go through that. Like, I don't know how many trillions of dollars they wanted to put in that Build Back Better bullshit.
Yeah.
But good Lord. It's getting to the point now where Democrats are turning on their own. When you have two, one was impressive. Two was like, whoa.
Yeah, because Democrats
usually
always 99.
Pelosi's like, you're going to vote in favor of party lines or we'll kill you and eat your babies. It was impressive to see that. I couldn't believe that happened.
Elizabeth Warren should have been booted out of politics after her ethnicity test showing that she was 0%
fucking
Native
liar.
American.
Liar.
All the way back to the 70s using
on her applications
Native American,
for college.
all of it to get ahead, get a job. She should, if she was really sorry,
pay back.
She should pay it back.
She should pay it back.
Donate it to the Cherokee Nation.
Mm-hmm. Democrats win elections when we show we understand the painful economic realities facing American families and convince voters we will deliver meaningful change, Warren said. Look, Warren, here's the deal. No, it's too late. The reason behind that is your party, your president is the causation of these economic realities and hardships. You can't undo that. It's already been done. Again, $3 billion. $3 billion to fund this proxy war with Russia. Inflation, highest it's been since now the 60s or the 80s? I forget what it is now. It keeps going up.
Since Jimmy Carter.
It's going to break some records. We're already almost there.
Oh, it broke a record.
It did?
Yeah, it's past what it was back when Carter was president.
So this is the highest it's ever been?
When Reagan won, when he won, I think it was his second term, it was like the only states he didn't win were, I think it was like 3 states. But it was
That's
incredible.
Something.
Yeah, if you go back and look at the electoral map, I mean, I
don't think Trump will pull that off, but I think it's going to be close.
I don't think they'll let him pull it off now.
No. I think this time Trump's going in there with security as priority. He's going to be like, we're watching this like this.
They should have done that shit in the very beginning.
They should have. Yes, they should have.
I put that fully on Trump's shoulders. He knew that he was talking about it. He's like, they'll be counting votes for months until they have enough. And he was exactly right.
Yep. What he should do, if I was Trump, I'd be like, here's what you do. When you see things very suspicious, pull out your phones and videotape them and then send them to our little website here.
There was plenty of videos out there circulating.
True.
What was going on.
That is true.
It's upsetting.
I think he's definitely going to be on high alert this next time, though. I think people are not going to stand for these ballot trucks pulling up at 3 o'clock in the morning nope. Not again.
Last minute changes to the voting roll.
Exactly. That's the other thing that kind of blew my mind is we're extending the hours. No. And it's not that I don't want people to vote. It's you have rules for a reason. Because if you change this one, then you're open to changing other stuff. Well, you did it for that one. Why not the others? It's it needs to be set in stone. This is where it's going to be. This is the time frame. Make it to where it's at least long enough where people can get off of work or whatever the case may be and go vote. I mean, even here, come voting time, we're going to tell people, go off of work early, go vote.
And there's early
It's your
voting.
right. Yeah, there's early voting. Yeah.
So you have early voting.
Yep.
And then the deadline.
Yep.
So if you can't make it by then, tough.
I think this time, though, Republicans are going to turn out in full force. I think Republicans, independents are going to unite on this one because they realize how bad the Democrats are. I wonder, do you think the independents are going to put anybody out there?
I don't know.
I think they'd be stupid, too.
So I thought, what's his name? Adrian Peterson? Austin Peterson.
What?
Was throwing his hat in the ring again.
Where'd you see that?
On his Instagram account.
No. When?
I don't know, like a week or so ago.
He said what?
That he was throwing his hat back in the ring to run for president.
I hope not. I love Austin. Don't get me wrong. This ain't the one. No, you are not going to match with Trump. Not going to happen. I hope he's not. Austin's also kind of been shooting himself in the foot lately, and I love him. He's a good dude.
Yeah,
when you're throwing your weight behind Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's like, dude, I'm sorry. I think what he's doing is he's trying to play more to the right, to basically play the Rand Paul game, play to the right.
You really have to.
I get it. I understand.
Politics is a game.
Yeah, it's 100% game. It's a popularity contest.
Yeah, it's
whose ass are you kissing is all it is.
That's exactly what it is. You got to say the right thing to the right people. I mean, if you have, the right intentions.
Yeah.
I could see where you'd want to do that.
It's the same as like being in the military. In order to beat evil, you have to become evil to an extent. I get it. Well, that does it for today. Sorry for the short schedule. Josh and I got to be out of here early today, but we appreciate you tuning in today, ladies and gentlemen. This episode is brought to you by ShellShockCBD.com. If you've got stress, anxiety, if you can't sleep, if you're looking for a good time with our Delta 8 or Delta 9, oh, dude, I took a Delta 9 on Friday night. I was stoned all day Saturday.
Really?
Dude, I don't know what the hell. I took it on an empty stomach, but then I ate. Mm-hmm. All day Saturday, I was feeling it. Like, it felt good. It felt good.
I like to go back and forth between the Delta 8 and Delta 9.
I didn't think our Delta 9 was that. Because remember, I talked about it in the podcast. Like, I don't feel like that Delta 9 is as potent. Dude, that green apple batch, holy fuck me sideways. Like, Friday night, I was feeling good. And then I woke up Saturday. I was like, dude, I feel... Because part of me is like, did I wake up and take another one? It's like, I feel like really, really good. So maybe that's why freaking fencing was so much fun. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it was a good time. But we appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, if you could, do us a favor, hit that share button, spread the word, spread the message. Go leave us a good review on iTunes. We appreciate helping us climb the charts. We would not be here without any of you. So a big thank you to be here with us. Thank you for all the subs and bits over on Twitch. You guys, my little Lost Savage Nation over there, y'all are incredible. You're amazing. We would not be here without you, and we cannot thank you enough for all the love that you've shown us and helped us make this podcast very successful. And we're going to continue to grow, and we have some great things in the shoot for you guys. So until then, you got anything you got to add, man?
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
And as always, you stay savage, America.